I'm paying $3,000 a month for an $8 house, and you want to talk to me about gay marriage? I'll tell you my solution to gay marriage. If two gay guys want to get married and buy my house, there's going to be a wedding. That's right. It is everything. Everything. The Democrats just give up. The Republicans set the agenda, and the Democrats just lay down. The Democrats are soft on defense. They're not defending the country. Oh my gosh, they're not defending. What, are you kidding me? Barack Obama signed the order to get Osama bin Laden. He signed the order to kill the #1 terrorist in the world, and you're soft on defense? You're still nice to people? Barack Obama's still humble? If I signed the order to kill Osama bin Laden, I'd be the cockiest man on earth. I'd just be walking to the press conference. Yeah, what's up? I got his ass, that's right. I got his ass, that's all me. Yeah, Barack's in the house, what's up? Hey. And it would be an amazing press conference because the reporters would be like, the president seemed amazingly black today. I love you guys, Canada. Thank you for letting me do this.
Canada, dissent is the highest form of patriotism, so please welcome the unbelievably patriotic Mark Maron!
Thank you. You know, a lot of people are talking about politics, but I think we should look at the subconscious of America. Porn, poker, ultimate fighting, and reality shows. That's what we feed our heads. Sex without feeling, fighting without rules, bluffing to make money, and entertainment by other people's pain. God bless America. We are a morally bankrupt, selfish, narcissistic country. I'm a very self-centered person. I almost killed 2 people 2 weeks ago. I did. I was driving down my street, minding my own business, texting. And all of a sudden, there were 2 guys in front of my car. And in that moment, I realized that texting and driving is really more dangerous than drinking and driving. Because at least when you're drunk driving, someone is driving the car. Look, folks, the future is not Mexican. I'm not racist, I'm nervous. And I don't think nervousness is wrong. If you encounter something that makes you feel awkward or uncomfortable, it's okay to be nervous. Nervousness doesn't become racism until you hear yourself say, "Oh, crap," and there's a lot of them. Then you're on a slippery slope. But I don't mind that. There's a lot of Mexicans, and there's going to be more Mexicans. Mexicans make a lot of Mexicans. It's part of what they do. They are actually the Catholic Church's last hope. The future is not Mexican, it's Chinese. And I think we all know that. And, you know, quite honestly, I've become obsessively fascinated with Chinese people. You know why? Because I really don't know anything about them. I mean, they've been in my country for hundreds of years. They've been a civilization for thousands of years. I don't know anything about them. I am literally obsessed. If I'm in town, like here in Montreal, anywhere there's a Chinatown, I will go to Chinatown. Just to spend an hour in a Chinese supermarket, walking by bins and boxes going, "What the hell is that? What is that? Are we eating that? Is that a bug? Is it a snail? Is it a dried fish? Are those rocks? What is that? Oh my God, look at these roots. It looks like a box of E.T. heads. They must fly those in." How many times do Chinese grocers have to watch white people hold things up and say, "Dude, what is that? Come on, eat it. You're high, eat it. It's food." They eat it. But this isn't about food, it's about the future. Obviously, the future is Chinese economically. I have decided that we are all really just outsourced Chinese labor. And the best I can figure, our job is to eat and buy things at a lower price, putting Americans out of work, because Walmart's right there. And how many of those people who shop at Walmart are the same people that said things like this about Obama? He's a socialist, he's a communist, but their NASCAR hats are made in China. They don't have any problem supporting a communist government if it's not theirs, and they make cool hats. But I think the future is also Chinese environmentally. Because if you read the studies on global warming, which exists, the jury's in, you don't have to argue that one. I know global warming exists. I live in Los Angeles. I know you're not supposed to taste air. But the reason I say the future is Chinese environmentally is that if you read the studies on global warming, if it continues at its current pace, all that will be left of the ocean is prehistoric toxic algae and mutant jellyfish. And if you think about it, the Chinese are really the only culture that knows how to prepare that properly. Thanks a lot. You've been great. Good night.
You deserve to watch more of the decline of the American empire. Canadians, let's laugh at the decline of the American empire.
If America has hit rock bottom, maybe it's time we stage an intervention for them. That we all surprise them and say, look, America, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting everyone around you. This needs to stop. But if that is to be the case, they need to qualify for an intervention. There are three main questions I looked up to see if you qualify for an intervention. These are them. Question number one, have they stopped caring about how they look? That's subjective, obviously, but I would argue, what is an Ed Hardy t-shirt if it is not a sartorial cry for help? A tiger throwing up a small village worn by a juiced-up Oompa Loompa. Question number two, do they have poor eating habits? I think their obesity statistics answer that question perfectly well, but if you need any more proof, Exhibit B, the KFC Double Down. The concept of using fried chicken as bread. And finally, have they run out of money? Have they run out of $14.3 trillion in debt? They've not just run out of money, they've broken the concept of money for the rest of the planet. Look, I don't understand much about economics. I've lived for 34 years on this planet, 3 elsewhere. And I still don't get it. To me, economics is like the Dutch language. I'm told it makes sense, but I seriously have my doubts. We are not preparing children by teaching them what the economy is now. We teach them about economics by giving them piggy banks that they can put their money in, and then it'll be there for them whenever they need it. That is no longer how the system works. If we really want to prepare them for the world they're about to inherit, we need to give them talking piggy banks that they can put their money in, walk away from, and then return to have the piggy look up at them and say, I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is, all your money is gone. Me and the other piggies from the surrounding area pooled our money together for a series of calamitous investments around some very complicated credit default swaps. It was derivative stuff. I haven't got time to explain it to you now. The good news is, I'm fine. If we want to prepare them for the world, that is how we have to teach them. Our next comedian tonight is a Canadian, or as you are called in America, a hellbound socialist homosexual. Please welcome Mark Critch.
A lot of other countries can't tell the difference between Americans and Canadians. There are subtle differences. For instance, if you're walking on the street and you accidentally bumped into a Canadian, they would probably say that they were sorry, right? Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be here. I mean, you bumped into me, but I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm terribly sorry. Whereas if you bumped into an American, they might shoot you. It's a delicate balance between Canada and the States, you know? It's like it's a yin-yang kind of thing. The top part is all kind of white and snowy and peaceful, and the bottom part is an asshole, just a big, we mind our own business in our house, and next door, there they are, with their hot tub going and their music blaring all night, throwing their beer cans out the window, their dog is shitting on our lawn, and there's nothing we can do about it. And like an asshole neighbor, you never really hear anything from them unless they need something, right? They don't even know we're here until like 9/11. Then all of a sudden they're banging on the door going, "Hey, Canada, I need to borrow your military." What? What the hell you need to borrow our military for? You get the biggest military in the world. We got like a Jeep and a green tarp. That's it. Use your own military.
Come on, don't be a dick. I got attacked.
Well, I was gonna use my military because we're gonna do some shoveling. How long were you thinking you're gonna use it? Look, we're looking for a 7-foot-tall guy on dialysis. It'll be like a week, I swear. We sent our army over, we weren't even ready. We didn't even have any of the tan-colored uniforms, no. We went to war in Afghanistan in their little green Canadian army clothes, you know? It's like trying to invade Yellowknife dressed as a palm tree. It's not gonna work. You stand out, you know? But we did our best. We didn't want to be rude and not go to the war after they invited us. So there we were, trying to mount a sneak attack on the Taliban. And Osama's looking at his cave going, "Wait a minute. Does the desert look particularly lush to you today? Amir, did somebody put down sod?" "Sorry, just us. Sorry, we're just kidding. Americans put us up to us. I'm sorry." But you knew we were there and we were committed, right? Because you knew we were committed to that war, because what did we do first thing? We went to Kandahar and we opened a Tim Hortons. Right? Oh yeah, that's Canadian for you. Yes, I'll die for my country, but I need a coffee first. Jesus. I was there. I with this show over there. I was the only guy in line at Tim Hortons without a gun. Don't see that very often. Maybe Alberta, but still. But there are subtle differences between the US and Canada. Like, we were the cool guy, right? Like, it's kind of okay to smoke pot, you know? And we don't mind same-sex marriage. In the States, that's all they think about 24 hours a day. Well, you know something? Lately, we're becoming a bit of an asshole lately, aren't we, Canada? Doing little weird things, getting more American, having little American-style lawsuits all the time. And this is something you're going to get mad at me now, but just recently, a couple weeks ago, there's this guy from Quebec who sued Air Canada for $1 million because he couldn't order a 7-Up on an Air Canada flight in French, right? And I thought, well, yeah, bilingualism is important. That's what our country is all about. Yeah, you should be able to order up a 7-Up in French on an Air Canada flight. But then I went to a corner store here the other day, and the word for 7-Up in French is 7-Up. That guy's just an asshole. Right? This is not... And plus, buddy, look, you didn't get shitty service on an Air Canada flight because you're French. No, you got it because you're on an Air Canada flight. It's what they do. Right? Order it in English, you're still not getting it when she goes by her little car. Doesn't matter. That's English and French right there. But we are changing, and not in a good way. They're changing, and we're changing, but I don't know, I'm worried, because they elect Obama, their first black president, and we give a majority to the whitest man ever born. Right? I mean, I'm not saying this guy's like George Bush, but I'm pretty sure he has a poster of